Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Unpredictables Podcast Show. I'm your host, Jay Reaper, and we got
Mr. Versace.
what's out
You're
there.
too amped.
Hey, look, man, it's our first show, like the first real show, so I'm hyping the motherfucker. Let's turn it all the way up.
Yeah, you really amped.
Look here, man, when you're doing a podcast, one thing I have learned about is people come for the personality.
Yeah, that'll be
If you have-
you.
So if you have no personality, man, nobody's coming to our fucking show.
That'll be you.
That'll be me.
Yeah,
So you just gonna
you
be
bring all the
Mr.
personality.
Mr. Versace with no personality. That's your end game.
I'm Mr. Asshole. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's why
I'm
you
the
don't
grump.
smile. That's why
I'm
you
the
don't
grump.
smile in the logo.
I'm the grump. Exactly.
Even the logo, even our logo doesn't have you smiling.
That's right, because I'm Mr. Grump.
Mr. Grump, I understand you. All right. So for today's episode, what we're gonna talk about? Actually, no. Before we get in that, all right, we talked about a few things. All right, Mr. Versace.
Yes.
Okay. Do you not recall us talking about certain standards that need to be met?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my standard is quite simple, right? I'm that motherfucker that's cussing and the live
that is
wire and
Yeah.
and part of that is I'm gonna have my customary drink. So
Yeah.
Mr. Versace,
It is too hot to wear that Versace robe. It is way too hot for that Versace robe.
you have to reconsider your jewelry selection or something. Do they make Versace hats?
Yeah, they make Versace hats. I'll get a Versace hat.
At least get a Versace hat or something.
I
Uh-oh,
keep
we
the chain. I keep the chain on.
We got to keep chain. We got Monica Willis in the chat. Good evening, Monica Willis. How you doing? Uh-oh. Somebody. Mute button. I just muted you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
That's an echo on your side.
Keep me muted.
All right, as Mr. Versace figures that out, I would like to say good evening, Monica Willis. I appreciate you tuning in. This is the first, I guess, official episode. Not much marketing was still done, but we're still working some kinks out within the show. We should have that all tidied up here shortly. But today's episode, you will have some fun. We have quite a few things we want to talk about and quite a few things we want to be able to touch on today.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but now I hear an echo.
Hold on. You got time.
Right, this makes no sense.
Down there, do you want to drop this one? If you drop that one, it'll sound much better. Yeah, drop that.
If I drop, I'm everything is going through the laptop. I'm not using
You have-
my
you have-
professional.
If you look to the left, you have two Mr. Versace channels on right now. That's what's causing the
Yeah,
reverb.
but the other one, I don't know why it's on because I shut down the other laptop.
I can remove the guest. I'm gonna remove them.
Yeah.
All right, see. You got that echo
Well,
anymore?
I turned everything off. So I guess maybe that. Yeah,
No, I
that's what
did.
it was.
I fixed it. You're welcome.
No, I'm just saying, like, it was the two Mr. Versace things on. Yeah. It's kind of weird that it let two Mr. Versace's come on at the same time. It seemed like it would let one cancel out the other one.
No, you can have
Okay, so I'm going standard with generic video and generic audio.
Whoa.
Yeah,
All right,
no
that's
mic.
understandable. No mic, man.
No
Okay.
mic, no camera.
No mic, no camera. All right, so the knowledge for today, what we got?
Remember we were talking about Mr. Hansen.
Oh, yes. John Hanson. You want to elaborate?
That was your story.
Well, I'm going to start doing this when we start talking about people. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pop that right there. So when you come on, you can be able to see it. So for those that don't know, about 4 days ago, Mr. John Hanson it was John Hanson Day, I think that's what it was.
John Hanson, yeah, Mr. John Hanson Day.
It was Mr. John Hanson Day. For those that don't know John Hanson is on the back of the $2 bill, and some say he was actually the first black president. Reason being, at the time, he was the president of Congress before we actually had a president, which in return he was president. Now, I have actually read some articles that say that he was not that and he was not as such, but, I don't know. Based on what I've read and what I've seen, they're saying he did hold Congress and he was a president of Congress before there was a president, which in a sense makes him the leader of the free world. He bought his freedom, I think, back in 17 something. So, that was announced for the day. We missed that day. It was 4 days ago. I don't think we had a show at that time. Well, yeah, man.
Yeah. He was from Maryland.
Yeah, he was a man. He was a founding father of the United States. So they're talking about a founding father. They should put that black man in there too. I'm just saying.
And that day is actually his birthday. April 14, 1721. He died at the age of 62 on November 15th, 1783.
Okay. Go. Little knowledge for that.
And like you said, yeah. Yeah. Technically, he was the first president. Under the Articles of Confederation, he was the first president. Technically,
but realistically, they'll never recognize it. Our first black president was Barack Obama. That's what they wanted to be. That's what it's going to be. So today,
they say they don't consider the presidency because at that time, as an executive position separate from Congress, he was president of Congress, but not president because the president is separate from Congress.
True, but that wasn't even established. That wasn't established yet, so
that's why they don't want to recognize it. Yeah, that's why technically they don't want to recognize it.
Ain't no technically to it. Yeah. All right, one of the topics today we're going to talk about. We talked about quite a few things, but the first one is term limits.
Yes,
term limits. All right. So, term limits. What do we mean by term limits? Well, there's a few individuals in the political system that have certain limits or how long they're allowed to run. This was brought up when we just brought another Supreme Court justice on. And the question is this: how is it the president of the free world has a term that can last no longer than 8 years, 4 years consecutively, and move on to the next president? Why is it do we have the person or people making the laws and rules of this country have lifetime term limits? Why is that? Does it seem fair? I mean, realistically, if we look at the average age of most Supreme Court justices, it's well over, I believe, was it like 60, 70, 80? We're talking about that's not the average age of the United States. So you got people making decisions that we're all supposed to play for their life until they die. So can I get your thoughts and opinions on that, Mr. Versace?
Well, I kind of agree, but I'm looking at here term limits for members. It's REPT 10467. It's the actual report from Congress. All right. It says no person who has been elected for a full term to the Senate 2 consecutive times shall be eligible for election or appointment to the Senate for a 3rd consecutive term. No person who has been elected for a full term to the House of Representatives 6 consecutive times shall be eligible for election to the House of Representatives for a 7th consecutive term. But this is where it gets weird, because how long is that term? So that's what we need to find out. On one portion I read, it was 12 years. Let's see. What is the current term?
We got a very interesting question just popped up in the chat. Devontae Knowlton wants to know, they said the president could get more than 2 terms. Now, is that true?
There is a clause I read somewhere a long time ago. Let's see here.
So Obama can come back?
It has to be, something has to happen.
Yeah, I've always heard that, you get 2 term limits and the max is 8. But can you come back? That's the question. What do you got?
So think about this. So okay, I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm just thinking. Let's say President Obama was President Biden's running mate, and he's vice president. Because is there any statute that states that a president cannot be vice president?
Is there a statute what?
That states that a president cannot be a vice president.
I don't believe there is. But wouldn't that be kind of like an emotion? Like if
kind of. No, I mean like after he served his 2 terms, can he come
after
back?
He served his 2, can he come back and be a running mate? Right. Ooh. If you did really good in the polls and you really kicked ass as the president, that'd be a great endorsement for the next guy. Me personally. So the House of Representatives served 2 terms, 2-year terms.
Yeah, but what are the terms? How long is the term for?
2 years for House of 2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
Okay, so it's
re-election every even year. Senators, however, serve 6-year terms, and elections to the Senate are staggered over even years. So about 1/3 of the Senate is up for re-election during any election.
Gotcha.
So the senators every 6 years, House of Representatives every 2 years.
But it's 6 terms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 6 terms. So it's 12 years.
So 12 years is what you get.
Sounds like it's longer than that for some of these guys.
Yeah, I've seen some of these dudes up there forever. Like when you bought not McDonald. What's his name?
I know you're talking about the dude with the glasses.
No, the one with the
old white man with the glasses.
Yeah, with the frog neck. No, I'm talking about the one with the frog neck.
Yeah, I can't. He doesn't like Nancy Pelosi.
Oh no. He just talks. Yeah. That motherfucker. Yeah, that one. Ooh. Shit. So yeah, right. So 12 years opposed to senators have 6-year terms, and what's the max senators can serve?
12
years.
Yeah, 6 2-year terms.
So essentially, so they both get 12 years basically.
Yeah. Because no, what was the 2 terms? I thought. Let me go back.
2-year terms, 6 times. Can't do a 7. 6 times 2 is 12. Senators 6-year terms, 2 terms. That's 12. So you got 12 years to be a House of Representative, 12 years to be a senator, 8 years to be a president, and you're a Supreme Court justice for life. It's like death row, man. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So so let's say you have a span where the House is controlled by one party, Congress is controlled by one party, the presidency is controlled by that same party. They elect SCOTUS to have majority rule everything. So now you're stuck with SCOTUS being that party majority forever.
Yes. Probably
that's
before
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. How do we change that? So what would be a reasonable time you believe you should be able to run for Supreme Court justice.
Same amount of time as the presidency.
Okay. All right. But how do you do that?
let's
Do you
think about
stagger the
logically
years?
why-
Because like you got a certain amount of like, when do you have the election for them? The whole time, like, because there's a lot more of them.
Yeah, but
how
so
do you-
it should be. It's not, to me. It's just like being in the union. It's not based on if it's an election year or not an election year. It's based on if your term is up, because the president nominates SCOTUS.
Yes.
So if your term is up, then whoever's president at that time nominates a new SCOTUS. It's based on your time,
But
the
what I'm
date you
saying
ended
is, though,
service.
all right. So the thing is this. So there's 9, right?
Is what? You're frozen. The music is playing, but you're frozen. I'm gonna go back to Devontae's question. Can the president serve more than 2 terms?
You.
Okay.
What you got?
22nd Amendment to the United States, because Devontae, we never really answered Devontae's question, states that a limit on how many times a person can be elected to the president. A person is limited to being elected twice or once if they've already served more than 2 years as president. Congress passed the amendment on March 1947. It was ratified February 27, 1951. Okay, the term should last 4 years. The Constitution had no limit on how many times a person could be elected as president. Franklin D. Roosevelt served 3 terms. He also won a 4th term in 1944 through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
In 1985, there have been many attempts to either change or remove this amendment. This began when Ronald Reagan was serving his 2nd term as president. Since then, changes have been tried from both Democrats and Republicans, but no changes have been made. There is some debate about how this amendment works with the 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment limits who can become vice president to only people who meet the requirements of being president. So that goes to my question. Yeah.
Okay.
The central question in this debate is whether the 22nd Amendment is imposing requirements on eligibility for holding the office of president, or if it is merely imposing requirements on being elected to the office of president.
Okay.
See, that's true. It said to be, you can only be elected for 2 terms. But if you're a vice president, you're not elected. That's
True.
by default. That's a running mate of the president. So you weren't elected.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the play on words.
Now, how do you feel about?
That's why I said,
do you remember back in the day, like the president is the one who won, and the loser was vice president?
Yeah, long time ago.
Do you think we should go back to that?
No.
That's just because it's gonna be
No
collusion all the time.
Yeah, you have to think, because normally they're opposite parties.
Yes.
So there's going to be interference.
That rolls right into our next topic.
What is that? So to answer Devontae's question, it's a yes, technically yes, but arbitrarily no. Because the only way that could happen is if Biden had President Obama as a running mate. And then something happens to Biden, and then now Obama's president again.
Like that. Now, with that, it brings us right into our next topic that me and you had a very lengthy discussion about.
Right.
Should we get rid of the parties?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of should we, because you and I both unanimously believes that the most divisive thing in this country are the parties.
Right.
Hands down. You have hardcore Democrats that are batshit crazy. You have hardcore Republicans or hypocrites, and just it's the reason I say that is this. I've always said this. We talk about, the Bloods and Crips are the biggest gangs that run around repping red and blue, and it's not. It's the Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
You have
Right.
many Democrats that literally see a candidate, know he ain't worth shit, and will still back him because
We already
he's a
had
Democrat.
it.
Yep.
If you tell me that Donald Trump was the best candidate in the Republican Party, the best candidate in the Republican Party,
Yeah.
and I don't give a crap about parties, but if you tell me that's the best person you had out of all the Republicans, that's the best person you had, really?
Yeah.
And that's who you chose. That's who you all nominated for
Yeah,
your
but it's-
party to represent your party.
Yeah, but it's ride or die.
Yeah.
Look at my thing is this. He wear the same color as I do. I got a bang for him. But you know what? Democrats do the same thing.
I agree. That's why when we kind of came to the conclusion, like there's no purpose of a party. Like it serves no point. Like even let's go politically, legally, what is the point of a party?
I think it's something to do with money.
It's just like a fraternity. No,
It is.
It's a fraternity. A fraternity has to do with money. In order to be part of a fraternity, you have to pay dues.
You do.
You have to pay to be in a fraternity.
True.
You do.
But
You
the
have
thing is
to
this:
pay to be in a
you
fraternity.
have to
You
identify
pay dues.
to
It's
be
the
one
same-
another. If we
it's
get rid of
same
the parties,
principle.
what it allows people to do is to run off that person's merit in their
Exactly,
body
and
of
that's
work.
how it should be.
That's how it should
That's how
be.
it should
But right now, we're in a position where either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, and that's the only way to get in there. You have to
This
believe in all
country-
the ideologies.
Right. That's how this
party
country was
believes.
founded.
What was? Oh,
This
yeah.
country was founded on separatism. They can talk about Putin all they want to. Like,
Yeah.
he's an autocrat. I get it. Fine. But subliminally, and this is why a lot of countries hate the way we do things in America, because a lot of stuff that we do is subliminal.
Yeah.
But if you dig down to the root of it all,
Mhm.
it's not that much far. It's not too far from being or having the autocrat principles anyway.
True. We're ridiculous. We're such hypocrites when it comes
We
to
are
things.
hypocrites. That's why people don't like us.
Because we don't actually run a democracy at all. I mean, it's been
No,
been
we
proven by professors.
That's a ghost trying to tell you something.
It's been proven by professors all over the country. This is not a democratic system.
No, it's
not.
control.
Yeah.
It's control. It's a facade it's painted to believe for us to believe that it's truly Democrat, but it's not.
No.
It's control,
Yeah.
and that's why they keep the separatism. Separatism is going to exist in this country till we all are dead and gone. They're going to find a way to keep divisiveness in this country.
That's what works. Just
And
like we
that
talked about
narrative
earlier,
push,
is fear. Both parties push fear to get votes. The
Right.
Democrats are gonna sit there. Oh, they're gonna, they got guns. They run around. They were crazy. Then on the flip side, they're putting walls. It's just a bunch of fear mongering politicians pushing their narrative to get people to vote for them. That's it. That's all we do.
So that goes into this. Politicians pushing their narrative, right? Sometimes it's not their narrative. It's the narrative that goes according to the highest bidder. Because how do you allow lobbyists? It's no different than being a gangster.
Yeah, really.
You allow lobbyists to pay you to push a certain narrative. That's just like gangsters getting
That's the
paid.
mob. That's what the mob did.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the mob did.
Exactly. So like, what's the? That's why I said we're hypocrites. Politicians are legalized criminals. That's all they
True.
are.
They are. That is so true.
That's it.
And
They're
as much as
full,
they was,
they're sales. They're hustlers.
they are.
They're hustlers. They sell you a story. They sell you a dream, right? But
Yep.
that dream that they're selling you is based on what the highest bidder wants you to believe. Pharmaceutical companies. That's a prime example. There's
yeah.
no way you can get the same medication in Cuba or in Mexico for 300 times less the price than you pay for that same prescription in America. Like, what's
That's
the
true.
deal? Come on, man. I've seen it. If you
Yeah.
go on a cruise, you can go to Mexico and they have pharmaceutical companies all up and down the street selling medications for a fourth of the price of what we pay for here.
Yeah.
So it's
Unfortunately,
all
how it
right.
rolls. But
It's
no,
correct.
but if we were to get rid of political parties,
Yeah.
where do you think we would stand as a country?
If we were to get rid of political parties, there's a lot of politicians that will have no fucking jobs. And I don't curse, but they would have no job because a lot of these politicians, the only thing they run on is the party they're associated with.
Yeah,
That's it. And they get the members of their party, their clan, they get the members of their party to help push them.
Yeah.
Point blank. So how do I know if let's say I'm Ted Cruz, that I didn't pay 35 Republicans $100,000 each
to endorse
me, endorse me.
endorse
I
this
get
guy.
100 grand.
Endorse this guy. Yeah.
Endorse this. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
But the
No,
crazy
that's why
part
they
is
need
this.
That's why they. Yep. Yeah.
The way we're going, it's only a matter of time before something really bad. Now, January 3rd was just a sample of what's going to happen. They're so diehard. This isn't just picking on Republicans because they did that thing. Democrats have been doing some stupid shit for years. So all I'm saying is this. They're so ride or die. It's about to, I give another 10 years before some batshit crazy starts really happening because they're going to ride or die for their colors.
And then my thing is this, like, why are we quick as a people? Like, I'm not gonna say it's a people. America as a country is so quick. We want to categorize everything, everybody and everything. Everybody.
Because class is everything in America.
Exactly. Everything.
Yeah, class
we'll find a reason for it. Middle class, low class, upper class. You know, like everything's categorized. White people, Asian people. Why can't we just refer to people as people?
Well, because we need somewhere to put you in. We gotta box.
Yeah, we gotta box you in somehow. We gotta separate you.
Because if you're like me, then you can get where I am. That's the whole point of it. I don't want you where I am.
Exactly. That's a subliminal.
I want you to be down there. You can get close, but you can't get what I got. So that's the purpose of class and being able to identify and have everything to be saying you're this, you're that, you're this, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're a libertarian, you're whatever it is, black, white, whatever. We have those classes so we can put you in this box so we know how to address you, we know what laws not to pass for you, and we know how to treat you.
So this is what I was talking about with Brandy this weekend. Since we were born into this country, like I said, since Putin is the topic of the day, since we've been born into this country, we have been brainwashed subliminally.
Oh yeah.
The way we think.
Pick a topic. I go
everything we do.
Religion to what? Yeah, go ahead.
Everything. We have been subliminally we have been conditioned to feel a certain way, to be a certain way, based on where we grew up, based on what we hear. Like the narrative has been pushed. Republican, Democrat, they go at each other. That narrative has been pushed since the inception of mankind, since the inception of the political system. That narrative has been pushed. All right. Yeah. Not only that, then the narratives as far as way back when, blacks and whites separate. Whites are better than blacks. Right? Then the Asians came over. The Asians are beneath everybody because they're just migrant workers. Same thing with the Mexicans. Now, when slavery existed, they had the Asians higher than the African Americans.
They did. Actually, you know that happened. That was a political ploy by the president at that time, because it was after they paid them their reparations, which they got and everyone else got, other than black
Right.
people. It's a whole other story. But
Right.
um, the narrative was pushed. It was ran by the government, a political campaign for a term of 3 years to make Asian Americans seem smarter because they put them down for so long. I mean, they have top secret records that were pretty much uncovered after 20 years that showing that's what the government was doing. They was pushing the narrative. No, they're smart. They're really smart. They're smart. They're
Right.
smart. They're smart. So it's funny because that happened like 50. We're still thinking, you think of a young Asian kid, oh, they get good at math. That didn't
Right.
come from them being good at math.
No.
That was a government ran campaign
Yeah.
to say, okay, we're sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to,
We're sorry for making you work the railroads and busting your
Yeah.
balls. Yeah.
and then holding you in concentration camps.
Right.
We got
Exactly. Exactly. We had concentration camps. As I say, that's why other countries that know our history
Yeah. Called
say
bullshit.
that.
They
Yeah,
call
exactly.
bullshit. Yeah.
We've had concentration camps. We've had
Yeah.
slaves. You know, like
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
we? Oh, now
Yeah.
we're holier than thou
Yeah.
because
Oh,
we kind of
hold on.
turned the corner
We
a little
did
bit.
You can't do it. Look at think of Hiroshima, right?
Right.
Think about it. We talking about everybody pushing the button. Everybody got a button. Who the only
Right.
motherfuckers that actually push the button?
Exactly. Us.
We the only motherfuckers that push the
Only
button.
one.
And as soon
Who
as
do
we push the
the button
button,
on?
guess what we said? Hold on. We need to talk about this. Nobody else
Right.
need to push buttons. Hold on.
Exactly.
Hold the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like y'all,
Exactly. Now we wanna
y'all
be there for
started
you.
this shit. Y'all, we started bombing motherfuckers. We were like,
Yeah.
damn, that shit. Hey, look here.
Innocent kids.
Now we want to talk about. Hold on. All right, everybody, let's talk about this. Let's not this. Nah, fuck that. We can't
Like
be
I
the
said,
ones that.
I don't agree with the war, but we're the most hypocritical country in the world.
Hands down.
At least everybody else, they stand behind what they do.
True that.
We are hypocrites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's think about this. We had the Afghans, whatever we want to call them, Afghans,
Afghanis
fight
or
Russia.
whatever. Yeah.
They fought Russia. We gave them the weapons, the same crap we're doing with the Ukrainians. We
Yep,
gave them the
yep.
weapons to fight Russia. They defeated Russia,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, what did we say? Thanks. We out of here. Fix your own crap.
Deuces.
Fix your own schools. Fix your own. That's why Bin Laden had a problem with the U.S., but a lot of people don't know that.
did.
Bin Laden was one
He
of
was-
the U.S.'s biggest friends, the biggest
He
ally.
was for his people.
He was for his people, so he helped America defeat Russia because we want the Kremlin to fall.
Yeah.
But then after they defeated Russia, we rolled out and left them hanging. That's why he was pissed off.
Yeah.
We
He felt
just
some
like,
type of way.
thank.
He felt some
And
type of
so
way.
the same thing with the Ukrainians. Yeah, we ain't gonna get our hands dirty, but here the weapons. Y'all go do y'all thing. We give you all the weapons y'all need. Go do y'all thing.
We barely even did that.
Now look what's happening to Ukraine right now. Their cities are being destroyed, and that's what happened with Bin Laden.
Yeah.
And that's he got pissed off. Like y'all didn't. All of our stuff got destroyed. Y'all didn't help us rebuild it. Y'all didn't send us no money to refix our infrastructure. Nothing. Y'all just left us hanging.
We said
And watch. Now watch this. If the same thing happens to the Ukrainians, which I doubt because all the world is watching everything that's going on there,
Yeah.
I want to see how much of a role we play in rebuilding the infrastructure in Ukraine. Because ain't crap left in most of those cities. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's all rubble. So I want to see how much we give to them. Then there's been another narrative that's been pushed that there's so much sympathy that's been given to the Ukrainians. And I agree. Why is there so much empathy and sympathy for the Ukrainians? But there hasn't been so much sympathy and empathy for the conflict in Somalia. Why?
Remember
It's
we
because
played.
of the type of people.
Yeah, remember we played that clip when it first happened, and they was talking about, oh man, even the newscaster snitched on him else. He said, "This is so cruel. I mean, these people look like us." I mean, he said it on live TV. He said,
Right.
"Man, they look just like us. This is cruel." I'm like, "What the
That's
fuck?"
subliminal. That's subliminal.
He I don't think he realized he even said it, and it was
I don't
it was
think they
aired.
realize.
They didn't blur it out. They was like, yeah, they do look like us. Hold on, whoa.
Right.
Do you not understand what you just said on live
Exactly.
television?
That's that
And
subliminal.
and then the people say, yeah, they do, and like no one could see the actual wording behind it. As soon as he
No,
said, I instantly got it. Oh, they look like us.
right.
So we care
There's
because they look
conflicts in
like
Africa
y'all.
all the time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
This shit is like
All the time.
the shit is like a Wednesday in Africa. The shit's going on in Ukraine.
Exactly.
That's a Wednesday. But they look like us, so we should care. Let's send money. Any other time, let that shit happen in Africa. Oh, let them fend for
Hey.
themselves. It's not our country. Like, we need to take care of us. We got on this. But with that, oh yeah, we need to send money, guns, troops. Nah, man.
I want to say one more thing on that war thing, and then I want to talk about the other topic we talked about or discussed earlier. So on that war thing, right? And then here goes this another hypocritical statement. I'm gonna send you. So check this out, JR. Right? You hurting right now, right? You need $1 million. So I'm gonna send you $1 million. Okay? I'm gonna send you $1 million to keep this dude off your back. All right. At the same time, though, I'm re-upping from this dude. Where you go? So at the same time, I'm re-upping from this dude, right? And I'm buying $5 million worth of product. But I'm gonna give you $1 million so you can get this dude off your back. But you owe him 10.
They ain't gonna fix the problem, bro.
But I'm gonna buy $5 million worth of product from this dude, the same dude. Like, I'm gonna give you $1 million, but I'm gonna buy $5 million from the dude. Like, what is this? Like, that makes no sense. That's Germany. Germany donated $1 million to Ukraine, but they spending $100 million to Ukraine, but they spending $1 billion a day for energy from Russia. So you pretty much indirectly supplying the bombs to blow up Ukraine.
Yeah.
Well, that's so stupid. The other topic we had, military service. Military service. All politicians should serve a term in the military, a minimum 2 years. I might have to do 4, but at least 2 years in the military.
You know what? And this allows two things. For one, anyone that ever served in the military understands this, right? No matter how high the chain of command goes up, I don't give a shit if you Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines, even Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, right?
Oh, do they count?
Yeah, they count.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Come on, man, it's Coast Guard.
Hey,
come on.
Hey, that's a good point.
So here's the thing.
By B-Fish.
What's up?
You see B-Fish?
Now what B-Fish say?
He said the United States is helping Ukraine, but they didn't want to help Puerto Rico after a natural disaster.
Wow, yo.
That's a great point.
Yo, that hit different.
That's a huge point. We giving Ukraine billions with a B.
Yes, with the B word.
Billions.
We use the B word with Ukraine.
We over $500 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're over $750 billion.
What did we actually do for Puerto Rico though?
Nothing. What? Some relief with some toilet paper, some paper towels.
But you know Puerto Rico is another country, right? It doesn't belong here.
I know you're being sarcastic.
Now I'm being sarcastic because people don't
know
Puerto Rico's part of it's a U.S. territory. But we
U.S. territory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, that hit hard because.
Yeah, but check this out. It's a U.S. territory. It's almost like Washington D.C. taxation without representation.
Actually,
it's the U.S. territory without any representation.
True that.
Like, they can't vote.
They can't vote.
What is it? What is that? They have no say so. You had to choke on that one.
I choked. That made me choke.
B-Fish just
but it's
funny
because
topic.
Oh yeah, but yeah, B-Fish just stirs some shit up. Because realistically, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
We sending. Yeah, gosh, that just pissed me off now thinking about it out loud.
He got us off topic. We were talking about military service.
We
gotta say that topic for the next one.
Oh yeah, that Puerto Rico. Yeah, we're gonna hold the whole half a section on that. Military terms. Here's the thing: anybody in the military, whether it be Coast Guard, Army, Air Force, the Navy, the Marines. The top of your chain of command. B-Fish said, my bad. You good, bro? I love it. I love it. It keeps everything lively. You good? Um, Military service. Here's the problem I have for these politicians. And like we talked about it earlier. For you to be the commander in chief, you the head honcho. When I see you walk through, I'm legally have to lock it up and give you one.
Lock it up, salute you.
But you ain't served a day.
Not a day
in the military. So the question is this: should actually, you didn't even say, we didn't say the president. We said politicians.
Politicians.
All politicians pretty much aspire to get to that role, whether you want to admit it or not. Whether you be a senator, congressman, like if someone say, "Yo, you should go run for president," I'll back you. They're gonna do it. So, to be a politician, or whether it be a congressman, a senator, House of Representative, whatever you call it, should military service be required? And
yes.
My answer is yes. Now, granted, I know a lot of y'all say, "Oh, well, everyone's not fit to be a military." I understand that.
Yeah, you're not fit to be a politician.
But if my thing is, if you're not fit to serve, then you're not fit to serve.
Exactly.
Because as a politician, you're supposed to serve. And how are you going to be able to speak on my behalf and you ain't got no sweat equity in it?
Exactly.
I'm not saying you got to put 20 years in, but damn, do something. Because if you're the president, do 2.
You can do 2.
We can call it the politician, because most of them, they have the minimum 4 or 6.
Navy has 2.
Navy has 2?
Navy has a minimum 2-year term with 6 years inactive reserve.
Damn.
Yeah, you can do 2-year active with 6 years inactive.
Okay, so
you pretty much on standby for 6 years. After you do 2, they have that term. Yes, they do.
So for me, for someone to be able to run for be a politician, you serve. Then, when it comes to the position where you are the president, when you make a decision about shit in the world and shit you got to do, you'll think back. Okay, hold on. Before I just send these troops over here, before I make this call, before I do that, there's a little bit of onus to it. Like, it means something.
Right. Exactly. Right. Next topic.
Yo, you know what's funny?
What?
Oh, never mind. I had one of our other viewers. He texted me. He didn't said the exact same shit B-Fish did. What about Puerto Rico? So no, we're gonna circle back to Puerto Rico on Thursday.
We got to do
Puerto
that
Rico Thursday.
Education in the United States of America. What is the point of having the Department of Education if our education is not equilateral? What's the point?
What's the point of what?
The Department of Education. If our educational system is not equilateral, I don't get it. Like you can't tell me that a kid, I'm gonna use my hometown in Southeast DC, does not deserve to have IMAX in the classroom to learn on, but a kid in 902 1.0 zip code in California does, or the kid at 75007 area code in Carrollton does. Why is there a disparity in our educational system based on demographics? If we have a Department of Education that's federally run and our federal tax dollars go to the same place, which pays the salaries for the Department of Education, and it's federally regulated, why isn't our educational system equal across the board?
Because it's ran by cities and counties. It's funded by cities and counties.
It's funded by cities and counties, but it's ran by the federal government. Tax dollars, part of my tax dollars goes to the Department of Education or entity.
True that.
So why is it not?
Why is it not universal?
Why is it not in? Right, exactly. Why does it not control education across the United States of America if it's a federal entity? If that's the case, then we don't need a Department of Education. Each state governs its own education, which is pretty much what's happening now.
Is what's going on right now.
What's going on now? So my tax dollars is just going to a department that's just there to be there to have a title. What's your purpose? You serve no purpose.
True. Very true. So does this only?
It's a regulatory agency that doesn't regulate jack.
How about this? So does that only go to secondary school? Or are we talking about universities and colleges and all that? Are we
No, I'm
limiting
talking
ourselves?
about yeah. We I want to me this if it's federally ran, it's like we discussed earlier. I understand having certain requirements, even if they're stringent requirements, but post-secondary or post-high school education should be free in the United States of America. And we alluded to this earlier. They
Yeah.
need to get rid of private institutions.
Mm.
That's just another money-making factory. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's bogus. It's bogus. They need to get rid of them.
All the private universities need to go.
All the private universities need to be gone. I mean, even the HBCUs, the private
Yeah.
HBCUs need to be gone.
Hey,
I
whoa,
believe
whoa,
there
whoa.
should be
I'm talking about HBCUs.
HBCUs. I believe there should be. No, I'm talking about the private ones. The public ones should still exist.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
All private.
Because what I'm saying is like all these private institutions, to me, it's a racket. It's a racket. If it's a public HBCU, that means it's fairly regulated. Kids go to school, they're free. Everything is based on merit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why you had those scandals as far as kids getting into school, like that polo scandal at USC or UCLA, where the people, the rich people are paying for their kids to get scholarships to go to these schools. So what do you think on that? Public HBC, all post high school schools should be public. I think all schools should be public.
Well,
and free.
We talked about it before. Like you got not companies, but countries like Dubai, Sweden,
right,
and 3 other ones that have all 4-year universities within their country are free.
Right.
Free. There's no. It's free. That's it.
Right. Free.
Now there's certain prerequisites that's required to get into those universities, but it's free.
Right.
So I know that this is an onion compared to, because there's many layers to this, but why is that they are allowed to do that for free, but one of the biggest money making ventures in this country are the universities? B-Fish wants to know what about charter schools?
Charter schools are federally regulated, so that to me that's public.
It is.
It's public. There are prerequisites to get in them, but they're
prerequisites
by
to get in. But yeah,
federal government is public.
Yeah, they don't run as private.
I think that's how I think universities should. I think the universities should be set up like the charter schools.
So you think universities should be ran like charter schools?
Like the charter schools.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You have to meet a certain criteria to get in it, but once you're in it, it's free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's free.
I agree. I agree. I like the idea of being able to hello Monica. Have the same as. Oh, you're not looking at the chat, are you?
Yeah, I just looked at. There are 22 countries that offer free college.
Okay, 22. I'm glad you looked it up.
Right.
So there's 22 countries that offer free college.
Listen, the Philippines and Russia. The man we hating on.
He provides free
college education.
Free college education in Russia.
Iran even gives you free education.
Iran?
Fiji, Malta, New Zealand. Yes. Now check this out. 9 countries where American students can study free or affordable degrees: France, Luxembourg, Austria, the Czech Republic, Norway, Iceland, Sweden. But in America, you gotta battle for a scholarship to get a free education. But I can fly my butt to New Zealand and go to college for free.
Damn. Yo, Brandy says she moved.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Brandy says she out of there.
Germany. Yeah, wow.
Hold on, Germany?
No, in case you didn't know, most public universities in Germany charge no tuition fees, especially for bachelors. There will be a minor student fee, €100, but that's just dust. Yeah. Wow. France is not only a long-time dream destination for many American students, and American parents in Paris, but also one most affordable countries to pursue a master's. There you go, Brandon. The standard fee is only 237 euro per year. And it says, we kid you not, French public universities have a fixed tuition set by the government.
And there
There's
you have
no
it.
private institutions. That's exactly what we just talked about. It already exists in other countries. So why don't we follow their blueprint? You know why? Because it doesn't make their friends and their lobbyists and all their donors any money. That's why.
Damn.
That's why.
But it's funny that the top 20 most expensive universities in the world, most of them are in the
US.
UK and the US.
In the US.
Back and forth. Number 1's UK, number 2's US, number 3's
There you
UK, number 4's US. You got Harvard, Imperial College, you got Stanford,
Cambridge
you
up
got
there.
Cambridge. Yeah, it's number 3 on the list.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but like the most expensive colleges in the world, all pretty much top 20. I think 18 come from. Oh, there's one in Australia.
Hey,
What is in Australia? What's up?
this for all my people out there that's trying to get a bachelor's or a master's.
Yeah.
If you want a free education and you are willing to learn how to speak Czech, you can go to the Czech Republic and they'll cover everything.
Damn.
It's a Central European country, not too far from Ukraine.
Hey, do you want to know the most
Education is
expensive,
free.
the most expensive university in the world?
What?
Harvey
MIT?
Harvey Mudd College,
What
U.S.
the hell? Where is it? Listen
Bruh.
to the name.
Primary
Where
focus
is
is STEM majors, science. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's Mudd College? It just says Harvey Mudd College, U.S. I need to figure out what that is. Number 2 is Columbia University, $66,000.
Wow,
Number 3, New York University, $65,000.
that's crazy.
Number 4, yeah,
That's per year.
yeah, per year. Number 4, Massachusetts. Oh, MIT is number 4, $65,000. Oxford in UK, 62, and then just goes on and on and on. Yeah, but University of Chicago, 57. Damn. Yeah, US. Yeah, US. Out of these 20, yeah, US has like a lot. I mean, a lot. Duke,
Mm-mm.
Stanford. Yeah, so that means we got to go somewhere else. Oh,
Iceland,
Iceland,
free,
Claremont,
zero
California.
tuition fee.
Oh, so apparently, thank you, B Fish. B Fish says it's in Claremont. It's in California.
California. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Especially you talking about California. They do too damn much out there.
So we got on this education tip. We gotta
Alright.
get back on it. Like, when are we as a people gonna force that change? Like that's another, to me, that's another form of modern slavery.
Yeah,
Like, because we discussed it earlier. Your minorities are the majority of your lower income areas are where minorities are,
true.
and those are the areas where the schools suffer the most from lack of funding.
Yes.
So that's why there's not a big push, because it doesn't affect the others.
No.
It only affects the minorities, and that nobody cares. But when are we as a society going to get together and advocate for that change to happen? There should not be a kid somewhere because of his financial status lacking a level of education because of something he cannot control, he or she cannot control.
Yeah,
But nobody's pushing for that. You're pushing for kids to stay in school, but you're not pushing for kids to have equal education.
No, you're not. Based the principles of this country. It's what we frowned upon. So we got to change that before we change anything else.
And then the one of the biggest, another crook is the NCAA. That's a
Oh,
whole
my-
nother monster.
Yeah, we need to have an episode
That's
just on
another
NCAA.
episode.
Hey, hold on. I'm calling it. What's today's date? April 18th,
Today's
2022.
18.
NCAA. I think it's going on this downward leg.
You think so? It's gonna take
Yeah.
about 25 years.
I was going to say 10 years.
I'd say about 25.
It's a mute point. Like, what's the point of the NCAA?
Too much money. Here we go again. Remember, everything politicians.
Yes.
It's all ties. It all
Yes.
ties together. Politicians. Regulations are driven by politicians. Politicians drive regulations based on their biggest donors.
Yes.
Some of your biggest donors are alum from some of these major universities and are vested, have a vested interest in these major universities.
Yes.
That's the
But
problem.
here's the thing, though. With the SEC making that move they did this year,
Yeah.
I believe that's what put the NCAA on notice. Because realistically, if the NCAA, not the NCAA, the SEC acquires,
The SEC
Probably-
would have to leave the NCAA.
that's what I'm getting at. The
That's
thing
what I'm
is,
saying.
so my thing is if the SEC
They
acquires
won't let
maybe
it. The government
four-
won't let it happen.
4 or 5 more major universities, there's no need for anything else. Because think
Right.
about it right now. On a typical, we're going to
Yeah,
use
but
football because I'm a football coach. Think about this. On every Saturday, every primetime game is an SEC game. Every last one of them. Name the last time it wasn't an SEC
I get
game.
that, but the federal government would not let that happen.
How?
I'm telling you
Why?
now, the federal government would not let that happen. It's too much money coming in from college, and you think that money is not getting into some politicians' hands?
Yeah, somebody's getting greedy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I
Yes.
don't know.
The
I don't care for the
NCAA is the
NCAA.
biggest racket, just like the union.
Like,
The
yeah,
NCAA is the biggest racket.
yeah. All right,
We're
time
supposed
now.
to have a guest speaker. I'm tired of hearing you and me. I want to hear somebody else
Yes,
talk.
guest speaker for next week. Yeah, you know what? We need to have a guest speaker next week. Next week, B Fish, if you don't
And B-Fish
mind.
was active.
B Fish was active. B Fish, would you be inclined to join us next week or actually not next week, on Thursday? We continue
On
these topics.
Thursday.
Can I get a thumbs up? Brandy could jump on. Let's see. Monica jump on. Devontae was here, but Devontae peeks his hand in. He makes his comment. He's a lurker. He don't mind
Right.
doing that. So we'll continue this out. Time now is 10 o'clock. 10:02. Mr. Versace, what you have before we close out?
Oh, good discussions. I like them.
Yeah. We're gonna circle back to the Puerto Rico and what else we doing Thursday?
NCAA.
NCAA.
Well, then whatever the guest, it's going to be the guest choice on Thursday. surprise us.
Oh, guest choice.
Guest choice on Thursday, so
Guest
surprise
choice
us.
on
I
Thursday.
like jumping in. I
Okay,
just like
cool.
coming off the dome without any
Off top.
research.
Freestyling. Flipping the ribbon.
Yeah,
like
like
that type of stuff. Okay, cool.
so.
All right, so Thursday,
Did Big Fish ever respond?
B-Fish, he didn't respond. We'll see if he responds. I'll reach out to him. If not, we'll see if we get a guest host on Thursday. We'll have a guest host on, our first guest host, and we'll have a couple topics we'll bring up. I got what I'm bringing to the table. We still got to circle back to youth sports. That was supposed to be a big topic, but we still got some stuff we're trying to iron out as far as
We gotta have a
Yes.
giveaway.
giving some referees. Oh, a giveaway. You know what? You're right.
When
You
we
know
get,
what?
when we have another day with 100 listeners, then we'll
Okay.
have a giveaway.
Okay.
We got to come up with a giveaway,
All right.
but
Well, hold
it's
on.
got to be on the day that we have another 100 listeners.
Yeah, that day was lit. That was a crazy day.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
that's all we have for this evening. Catch us back on Thursday.
Thursday,
What day? Give me the day. Give me the
9
day.
p.m. Central.
9 p.m. Central, April 21st. April 21st, the day after April 20th. So make sure you're nice and sobered up for all those that partake. And I will be here.
Lipton.
Mr. Versace. Well, Mr. Versace may be here. You know, he's in between on Thursdays.
That's track day.
Yeah, I know.
That's
So,
track day. Yeah, it'll be close. That's
It'll be
track
close.
day and basketball practice day.
all right, well, I'll run the show my own because of course, if I'm doing that, I'm talking about guns. Guns. How we all
Yeah,
need them.
whatever.
How everybody needs one, and then there's no problem. We're all straight. We're good.
That's another topic.
That's another topic
That's
for another
another
day.
topic.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You guys have a great evening. Happy belated Easter. And see you guys on Thursday, 9 Central Time. Mr. Versace, what you got?
God bless. Peace. Good night. Thank you for coming. God bless. Peace. Good night.
Hold on. Who
As my
used to
man
do it all
Russell
the time?
Simmons used to say.
Russell Simmons. That's what it is.
Russell Simmons on Def Comedy Jam.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hold
Russell
on.
Simmons.
Do it one more time before I close this out. I'm going to do it and close out at the same time. Go.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless. Peace and good night.
Night.
Thank y'all for coming. God